Yo, as the man says, AB, hi YouTube. This is a sort of a bit of a continuation of what I was talking about last night and posted. You could only stick so much on in one go. I'm just looking online to find it again. Put the key, put the passcode in again. Okay. Some of you won't know what the heck I'm on about. Some of you, especially the haters, will think I'm a nutter, but whatever. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Right, I came across something in this book that a local guy lent me. See that? Orthodoxy and the Kingdom of Satan, Father Spyridon Bailey. When was it written? Let's have a quick look. Not that it matters. 2017 is quite new. Orthodoxy, in this case, meaning the Orthodox Russian, the Orthodox Christian Russian Church, or the Christian Orthodox Russian Church. Sort of broke away from Catholicism a long time ago. Anyway, I came across something in it, and it surprised me. Basically, it said this, what I'm going to read now. I checked what it said on Google, on the internet. Sure, I googled it. Sure enough, it's here. And I thought I'd like to talk a little bit about it. Just presenting facts, really. That's what I'm doing. I'm not intending to do anything except present certain facts. And I do think it's of some concern, which is why I'm posting it on YouTube. Certainly concerns me and quite a lot of people I know. Right. Police defy force with Masonic Lodge. The Independent newspaper. Okay, and I'll click on it, and now if you want to find it, just put in Google. If you want to read any of this for yourself, just Google West Mercia Police. That's the local. We're in Worcester here. That's the under West Mercia. Just put in West Mercia Police Masonry, and you'll find this Independent tag. Here it is. Here's the story from 2017. I'm going to read it quickly. It's quite long. Police defy force themselves with Masonic Lodge by Paul Lashmar. Senior police officers have defied official disapproval and established a new Masonic Lodge despite widespread public fears about the influence of the secret society on the criminal justice system. Senior police officers have defied official... It says the same thing twice, sorry. Okay, moving on. The police-only lodge has been set up by officers from the West Mercia Force area, which covers Herefordshire, Worcestershire and Shropshire. The West Mercia Lodge number 9719 was consecrated on the 10th of June in the village of Craven Arms near Ludlow in Shropshire. Near Ludlow, Shropshire, with more than 200 senior Masons in attendance, obviously all police officers. It is the 11th police-only lodge in Britain and the second in the West Midlands area. Now this was a shocker. The other is in Worcester, so surprise, surprise. Yeah. So the Masonic Lodge in Worcester, which is just off Rainbow Hill now, is, according to this, police, one of the 11. It's the second of the 11 only lodges in the UK, and there's 2 in Worcestershire and 1 in Worcester. A list of founders and first officers of the lodge named 34 serving and retired officers in the lodge of the rank of Chief Inspector downwards. Blah blah blah. It's just right. Okay, just reading through. Okay, a further 11 officers are expected to join at the next meeting, which will take place in September. Peter Neyroud, Assistant Chief Constable at West Mercia, confirmed that one of the new lodge's officers wrote to him in February to inform him of the move, but the force is clearly unhappy about it. The constabulary, I can usually say that, the constabulary would not encourage officers to become Freemasons in view of widespread public concerns over the need for transparency in police relationships with the community, Mr. Neyroud said. If, despite this, officers make the individual decision to become Freemasons, the force would strongly encourage them to register this membership in the existing register of individuals' interest. There has been a growing public suspicion about the grip of Freemasonry on police officers, following a number of scandals in which Masonic influence was alleged, such as the investigation into the West Midlands Serious Crime Squad in the early 90s. Many people believe, which were disbanded because they were found to be corrupt in court. Many people believe that the all-male society has malign influence over some parts of the criminal justice system. The first worshipful master of the lodge is Chief Inspector A.W. Sykes, who is based in Shrewsbury. Mr. Sykes declined to comment. John Hamill of the United Grand Lodge said the Masons thought Mr. Neyroud's fears were, inverted commas, unfounded. Police chiefs have been split over how to respond to growing pressure from ministers and MPs for officers to declare whether they are Freemasons. The Chief Constable of Merseyside, Norman Bettison, launched the General Register of Officers' Interests by writing to his force last summer, stating that he had no reason to question the integrity of Masons and that he had good friends who were members of lodges. The Chief Constable of Norfolk, Ken Williams, said he does not believe membership of the Masons is compatible with being a police officer, primarily because of the public's negative view of the society. I tend to agree there, personally. The Commons Select Committee on Home Affairs ran an inquiry into Freemasonry in 98-99, and last year Jack Straw, the Home Secretary, announced a trial voluntary register for police officers to declare if they were Freemasons. Parallel steps have been taken for judges, probation officers and CPS staff. West Mercia said the force had a register of officers outside interest, but it was not a public document. It refused to say how many of the new lodge had declared membership of the Masons. Just somebody goes on about that a bit more, that sort of thing, like by MPs being called for transparency because of public concern. We are aware, it ends with saying, we are aware we owe the committee a response which we hope to deliver shortly. A Home Office spokesman said, we would consider primary legislation if the voluntary arrangements proved to be ineffective. Right, that's that. My thoughts. I'm just going to come out with some stuff. Make of it what you will or won't. I don't think it's appropriate to say too much. It's trying to over-explain things. I believe there's a dark spiritual force over Worcester City. The churches disappeared off the streets around 1995. There used to be a lot of evangelism and street preaching. And apart from the odd person doing it, occasionally, it's 99% dead, for want of a better phrase. You know, it's just people won't go out there now. Church goers won't go out and evangelise, which is they're called to do in the Bible. I believe, well, what triggered it, because I was around and saw what was going on, fear of repercussions of the police by the gay community, and there was sort of a tightening of the noose. It's a horrible thing to say, but the new Labour government against certain, all these new laws were brought out. So there's a fear factor, which Christians, or rather perhaps churchgoers. God only knows who, Evangelism's dead in Worcester. It has been for a long time. When you see people here, they come from outside and far away. Dark spiritual forces over Worcester. A few things I've been told. During the Civil War, in the 16th century, Worcester was obviously a major place where there was huge battles. I'm reliably told by historians that the bodies were piled up between the old buildings in Worcester city centre. A lot of them are gone, of course. There used to be narrow alleyways. I'm told that the bodies of the dead on both sides were stacked in the alleyways out the way of the street and just piled high. And there was carnage here. Also told that Worcester Gate, implications of witchcraft, but that's all a bit vague. I can't find anything on that. I did find, if you Google it, the Jewish people became very unpopular in the UK around 900 odd years ago. It's on Wikipedia. They were expelled from Worcester. They were very harshly treated around the UK, and it was a royal decree ordered by the king to expel Jewish people out of England as undesirables. They were money lenders in Worcester, and that didn't go down very well. And it is recorded, and it's all on Wikipedia. The Jews were particularly harshly treated in Worcester. While they were expelled, they were beaten, and some of them were murdered. Worcester's got a long, dark history. Last sort of thing there about history, perhaps. One of the chaps who brought the Bible to the common man, his name escapes me, but it can easily be proven on the internet facts. I just can't remember his name. I should have written it down. He was a genuine Christian, and he was martyred. He was burnt at the stake eventually for disobeying the orders of the Catholic Church about, talking too much about his faith and Bible truths, which did and still do not agree with a lot of Catholicism, their beliefs and rules and regulations. But the Bishop of Worcester summoned this chap to the Diocese of Worcester. The Bishop of Worcester summoned him, ordered him to come and see him, and he was told to keep your mouth shut from now on. Keep your beliefs to yourself. Just do your, because he was a lay pastor as well. Just do your job, but keep your mouth shut. Otherwise, something there will be repercussions. And as I said, he was burnt to death. One other thing, I wouldn't call it exact. It's more recent history. It's factual. I'm from Kidderminster. I used to live in Kidderminster. I came to Worcester in the early 90s, and I more or less grew up in Kidderminster, and it was widely known amongst the Jack the lads, the beer monsters, the drinking community in Kidderminster, that don't go if you go to Worcester for a night out, you better behave, because if you get drunk and play up, the Worcester police will kick the crap out of you. You get arrested, but you'll have a nasty accident. You'll just get beaten up. And I do know people this happened to, and it was like, it never happened to me. I came to Worcester and I kept my mouth shut. But so that's about it really. West Mercia police. Some interesting facts about them. Thanks for listening.